Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel Dennis Duke Uganda. My name is Dennis Duke and of course this is a chat zone where we get to talk about a couple of things. Now today we are talking about the most wealthiest families in Uganda. These families have, of course, with careful financial planning and business shrewdness, of course accumulated so much wealth. They've guarded it so jealously and of course they are always ready to pass it on to the next generation once the right time comes. Ladies and gentlemen, without wasting time, here are the top wealthiest families in the country. At number 6, we have the Mukwano family. Now, the Mukwano family has, of course, been in the industrialization sector for a very long time. They've been in the industrialization business, and it all started back in the days when their father Ali Muhammad Kamali came to Uganda in 1904 and built a big empire for them. Of course, they have invested heavily in cotton, tea and coffee. The company name came from their founding father's closeness with the people, who called him, of course, Mukwano Gwabanji, loosely meaning a friend of the masses, hence the name Mukwano. Now, Mukwano Group or Mukwano family has, of course, a number of factories that manufacture soap, toilet paper, processed tea leaves, and many other products. They have expanded their wealth in different countries like Rwanda, Burundi, Kenya, among many others. And in this family, money runs just like how River Nile flows from Uganda to, of course, the Mediterranean Sea. Why not? Let's go to another family. At number 5, we have the Madhvani family. Now, the Madhvani family got their wealth from their father, Mujibai Madhvani. Of course, Mujibai Madhvani was a prosperous businessman in the UK, and they decided to invest heavily in Uganda. They are into lots of trading deals in the country. They deal in sugar, they deal in tea, with a stake in Kakira Sugar. They own several tourism businesses across the country. Now they have a greenhouse farming. Of course, they do greenhouse farming. Now the Madhvani family is not just into sugar and tea. They have heavily invested in the IT sector, and of course they are supplying different companies with, of course, software development and IT services, among many others. So why not? This makes them one of the most richest or wealthiest families in the country at just number 5. Now at number 4, we have the Wavamunno family. Now, they are a household name. Every time somebody speaks about Wavamunno, that name is associated with much wealth, much money, and so much more. And so these ones, Wavamunno, of course, owns shares in different businesses in Uganda, making a huge fortune every year. The Wavamunno family is into real estate. They own Mercedes-Benz in Uganda. Of course, the Mercedes-Benz is a Ugandan franchise of the Mercedes-Benz International. And of course, they are the only ones that are allowed to import Mercedes-Benz cars in the country. So you can just imagine how rich they've grown. Now they are also into bottled water business. Of course, the Wava water. If you've been to different hotels around Kampala, you must have tasted their water. It's one of the best waters on the Ugandan market, of course. He also has shares in Radio Simba and a top insurance company in the country. All Wavamunno's children are very successful, with the likes of Elvis Sechanzi making it big with their personal businesses. Gloria Wavamunno is also big on the international fashion scene, but sadly, the family recently lost one of their businesses, WBS TV. Yes, over unpaid taxes or over unpaid dues. And of course, the current Kwese TV was the former WBS TV. And of course, the family is continuing to lose a couple of things, but they still continue to remain one of the wealthiest families in the country. Now at number 3, we have the Ssembule family. They own Ssembule steel rolling mills, And of course, they started from a humble beginning, but way back in 1971. They founded by Christopher C. Ssembule and Lieutenant Henry Buule. The two were siblings. Their company has over time become one of the leading wire nail manufacturing companies in the country. They are also into banking, electronics, and insurance, among others. But after 30 years in business, they have, of course, amassed so much wealth. In 2014, however, they got a bailout from government when business was not going on well. However, currently, they remain one of the most wealthiest families in the country, at least with the research that I have been able to make. They are still holding on to so much wealth as opposed to other different families in the country. Now at number 2, I have Haji Mutasa Kafero family. Haji Mutasa Kafero's family, or rather wealth, is estimated at a total of $20 million US. He is a Ugandan businessman from Bushenyi. He attended school at his father's primary school. Mutasa owns several arcades in the city, including Mutasa Kafero Mall. Of course, if you have ever purchased a phone in town, then Mutasa Kafero Mall must be a familiar mall to you. He has Zainabu Aziza Emporium. He's also the owner of Hotel Triangle. Of course, we have Hotel Triangle in Kampala and we have Hotel Triangle in Mbarara and different places in the country. He also owns several other properties in the city and of course in Jinja, making him one of the most wealthiest families in the country. And of course, we've seen over the years his children marrying from rich families, trying to maintain the riches or trying to maintain their wealth. And I think this is one of the reasons as to why they continue to remain one of the most wealthiest families in the country. Let's go now on top, of course, at number 1. I'm sure you're all waiting to see who is at the top on this list. Now at number 1, we have, of course, none other than Sudhir Ruparelia. All of us, most of us, are familiar with this name. According to Forbes, he rated Sudhir in 2015 at number 27 as the wealthiest individual in Africa with an estimated net worth of US dollars 800 million. Now, that's some huge amount of money. Ruparelia was born in Kabatoro, Kasese district in western region of the country to an upper middle class Gujarati family. His great-grandfather reached Mombasa, Kenya in 1987 from India and set up a trading store there before coming to Uganda in 1903. His grandfather was born in Uganda in 1918 and his father in 1932. He moved to the United Kingdom or UK with his parents in 1972 at the age of 16 when the dictator Idi Amin expelled all Asians from Uganda. He returned to Uganda in 1985 with US dollars 25,000 and from several casual jobs including working in supermarkets, factories and butcheries. Ruparelia started selling beer and spirits imported from Kenya. Now, in 1989, beer importation was banned to encourage local brewing of alcohol, and here he realized he could not make any beer, of course. But since his customers, who were mainly foreigners, paid him in foreign currency, he started Crane Forex Bureau, the first in Uganda. Crane Forex Bureau, I must note, was the first forex bureau in the country. With his profits, Ruparelia ventured into other businesses, including forming Crane Bank in 1995. Now you know how the guy has, over the years, accumulated so much wealth that he is still on top of this list of the most wealthiest families in the country. Later, after 1995, he organized his business under the umbrella of the Ruparelia group. Of course, the Ruparelia group is now owned by him, his wife, and of course his children. Also on the list, of course, of the things that he owns, we include, of course, different schools in the country. He owns the Speak Apartments, Munyonyo Speak Resort, and of course, which other one? There are a couple of them, but this man is, of course, number one on this list. However, we have other people like the Senseko family, we have the Kuluvia family, among many others. Soon you will be having, or we shall be having, of course, the Dense Duke family. And keep praying for me as you keep subscribing to our YouTube channel. This is what I had for you today. Until then, I remain yours truly, Dennis Duke. But keep subscribing, keep liking, keep commenting, and keep sharing with your friends, families, and even in-laws. Until then, it's bye-bye from me.